everyone. Welcome to our Cosmic Classroom, and a special welcome to all the students and teachers at Oakview Elementary School. Today's video is made especially for you all. Using our special planetarium software, we are going to virtually travel to your school so we can take a look at the sky right over your building. So by fast forwarding through time, we can see the sun begin to set, allowing us to see more stars in the sky. The first very noticeable thing we can start to see is the moon as it rises right over your building. You'll also notice that it's almost a full moon, which it will be on Thursday the 7th. So if we stop pretty late at night, there's also a well-known constellation that sits right at the roof of your school, the constellation Scorpius, a scorpion. This is actually one of the Zodiac constellations. In our night sky, there are a total of 88 constellations. Constellations are recognizable pictures in the sky, created by connecting imaginary lines between stars. The 88 that we know come from the ancient Greeks and their mythology. So in the sky, there are people, gods and goddesses, animals, and objects that were important from their myths and legends. They used the constellations to tell stories, for farming, to be able to tell the seasons, as well as navigation. While we can still use the stars for all of these things, they also have another helpful job. These constellations are used to break up the night sky into 88 different sections by drawing some kind of rectangle around each constellation. This is really important in astronomy since it lets scientists tell other scientists anywhere in the world where to look in the sky to see the same object. This makes it easier to find things in the night sky by knowing exactly where you have to look. There's a certain group of these constellations that are given a special name to separate them. These are the Zodiac constellations. These constellations are special since they travel along the ecliptic, the path the sun appears to travel across the sky in 1 year, from our view here on Earth. One way to imagine the ecliptic is to think of a straight line coming off the Earth and pointing out. Throughout the year, as the Earth orbits around the sun, this line will point at different stars as it moves through space. Along this imaginary circle, these stars make up different constellations, and these are the Zodiac constellations. There are a total of 12 Zodiac constellations, but there were actually once 13 of them, and some cultures have more, even up to 24. But the Babylonians had divided the ecliptic into 12 equal slices in the sky, and since they had 12 months in their year, they chose to leave one of those zodiacs out, Ophiuchus, which is a serpent bearer. Even still, these 12 constellations do not all fall neatly into their designated slice of the sky. The 12 zodiac constellations we know today are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. All of the zodiacs are living things except for Libra, which is actually a scale. And of the 12, Virgo is the largest, and is actually the second largest of all 88 constellations. There are a few things that can be confusing with zodiac constellations. One thing is that each constellation goes with a certain date range, but it will not be visible in the night sky during that time, since the sun is passing through the constellation. And so to be able to see it in the night sky, you have to look up during the opposite time of the year. The other thing that is kind of weird is that the date ranges for the different zodiacs do not quite match up anymore with the constellations the sun passes through. It is off by nearly a month. This is because the Earth wobbles on its axis, which has caused the direction the axis points to change over time, and this is called a precession. Due to this precession, back when the Babylonians determined the zodiacs, the Earth's axis was not quite pointing in the same direction it does now. Some people use these zodiac signs in astrology, where people study the motion and positions of celestial objects to describe how it affects humans in the natural world. While this sounds very similar in name to astronomy, astrology is not a science. Astronomy is the study of the universe and everything outside of the Earth to understand and learn more about space and celestial objects. So astronomers measure the position of different objects in the sky and how they move, from stars to galaxies to planets, to try to understand how the universe works. So while zodiac constellations might make people think of astrology, it actually does have an important place in astronomy, since it lies along the ecliptic path. The traditional zodiac constellation we are currently in is Taurus, the bull, until May 20th when it will become Gemini. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget, keep looking up.